Why are you so afraid to let your childhood die? Major studios are no longer just selling you stories. They're selling your own memories back to you. The characters you grew up with, the music, the costumes, the catchphrases. Sometimes even the same actors, dragged back decades later so you can feel that little electrical jolt of recognition one more time. And look, I get it. I love this stuff too. Some of these movies and characters help shape who I am. So the problem isn't nostalgia. The question is, when does nostalgia stop serving the story and start replacing the story? Because those are two very different things. There's nothing wrong with hearing 3 familiar notes and suddenly feeling 12 years old again. There's nothing wrong with seeing that spaceship, that costume, that character you loved, and getting excited. That's memory doing what memory does. But studios understand exactly how powerful that feeling is. And increasingly, they don't just use nostalgia to enhance a new story. They use nostalgia to bypass the need for one. Think about how these trailers are constructed. The screen goes dark. A familiar theme starts softly, usually slowed down. Then comes the sound effect you recognize immediately. An engine, a weapon powering up, a voice you haven't heard in 20 years. Then the silhouette, the costume, the logo, and finally, the character reveal. Before you've even had time to ask whether the new story is interesting, your childhood has already answered for you. Yes, I know this. I love this. Give me more. That's the digital safety blanket. And during uncertain times, familiar things become even more appealing. When the world feels unstable, the known feels safe. We already know how this story made us feel once. So when somebody offers us that feeling again in slightly different packaging, of course we're tempted. The problem isn't that nostalgia works. The problem is what happens when nostalgia becomes the business model. At some point, nostalgia stops being a tribute and starts becoming a prison. And if we keep recycling yesterday's myths, who's going to create the ones that lead us into tomorrow?
Breath is life.
Try to remember who you are. Not the role you have agreed to play in this life, but who and what you were before empires made you small. Omega Conquest is a space fantasy set in a universe where colonizers spread their version of civilization through violence, exploitation, and domination. Sound familiar? Inspired by colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade, this space epic transforms real history into a cosmic adventure about remembering who you are in a universe trying to limit your expansion. Omega means final. Omega Conquest is the final struggle for your mind, your body, and your spirit. Stay free. Join the quest and stay tuned. Omega Conquest relaunching soon.